Hey folks, welcome back. I'm here to save your backswing. For those of you that struggle with coming inside the takeaway, losing your posture, and as a result coming over the top, there's a question I've been asking some players that struggle with these things lately, and there's a misunderstanding in the way that the backswing works. And I think for some of you, with a little bit of a clarification, we can quit tripping ourselves up with this understanding and hopefully help us make better backswings, to ultimately help us make better downswings and hit better golf, and shoot lower scores. So before we get started, just want to say thanks for stopping by. If it's your first time here, please make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button and that bell so when I drop more videos like this one, you're the first to know. A lot of people know that in the backswing, oftentimes I hear them talk about that they want to make a really good turn in the backswing. They want to have really good rotation, upper body, lower body. All the best players in the world have a good amount of rotation in their golf swing. But the thing that's been tripping people up lately is the understanding of in what direction are we trying to turn. And what I mean by that, from this angle here, when we're trying to make a backswing, a lot of people, they feel that they're trying to make that rotation, and the feedback they give me is they're trying to turn around. And what oftentimes I see, especially for players that come inside, when I see them make that backswing, that turn is too low. It's too around our body. It's too parallel with the ground. And for so many players that come inside, the understanding that they have is when they turn, they're turning too around and they're not turning more up. And the visual that I can give you is if I was to put this club across my shoulders right now, for those that struggle turning more around, what I see happen is as they get in posture and they make their backswing, their shoulders really flatten out and they lose the angle that they had it set up, and now they're very tall. And that usually looks like they come inside, they stand up really tall, and then from this position, it's almost predetermined that we're going to come over the top every single time. The difference between turning around and turning more up is our ability to maintain our spine angle. When I turn more around or I get too around and I lose my spine angle, I start to lose my posture, that's big trouble. But when I start to turn more up, I'm able to maintain my spine angle and the ability to make a backswing, that turn. We want to be able to do it while maintaining the spine angle that we have. And for so many of you, the feeling that you have to have is that your arms and hands are working way more up than they are around. A great checkpoint or a great piece of feedback for most of you is when you make a backswing, if you come inside or if you come over the top, go look at your backswing and I want you to look at your trail shoulder. And when you make your backswing, if that club comes inside and if your hands are going under your trail shoulder, in a lot of cases, that's way too low, and that's going to force us to come way inside and really over the top. In a lot of scenarios, the only time I see players with their hands under is if they have a very short wingspan relative to their height. Think more Matt Kuchar, right? Matt Kuchar's swing is very flat, very round because he has short arms. But for players that have longer arms or arms that match their height, it has to work a lot more up. So I don't want to see you under that right shoulder. When we maintain our posture and work more up, our hands should actually come closer to covering our right shoulder as we go up in the backswing. Right? This is under the right shoulder, and that's kind of more working up, covering that right shoulder. Now, the visual is think of the path or the path that our hands work when they do that. Well, right now, if I go really low and around, right, my hands, the line that they're drawing is just kind of working in this direction, like almost parallel to the ground. Where now, if you look at the line of my hands, right, those hands are working a lot more up as they work up and cover that right shoulder. So that's what I mean when I say I don't want you to turn so around, and I want you to turn more up. So when we look at the golf swing, I know that there's always a lot of possibilities, right? A lot of things affect a lot of things, and every golfer is very different. But in a lot of cases, something that I see, and as I've been asking more questions, getting more understanding from golfers, They give me the feedback, say, Ryan, I'm trying to turn in the backswing. Well, that's an important part. But if all that turning that we're doing and the concept that we have when we do it gets us way back here, gets us way too flat under our right shoulder, and we start to lose our posture, then we're in big trouble from there. So the thing that I want you to consider, you can do it in front of a mirror, or you can look at yourself on video. Let's start to reverse engineer. If you're a player that comes over the top, or if you're a player that starts to lose your posture, let's go as far back in the golf swing as we can, even just that setup and that takeaway. And right now I look at the setup that I'm in, and I'm going to take myself back to, let's say, hip high. And right now, for a lot of you that come inside, that club and those hands are already starting to work in that direction. And a great piece of feedback for you is once we start to work that takeaway, once we start to get around hip high, those hands should not be tracking to go under our right or our trail shoulder, because that'll get us to lose our posture. But once we start to get around hip high, as we look in the mirror, we actually want the hands to start to track more up and cover our right shoulder. Inside takeaway, loss of posture, coming over the top. Honestly, even sometimes a little bit of early extension can lead into coming too far inside. So let's make sure we have the correct understanding of what it means to turn and the direction that we're turning. Once we're in posture, that rotation is actually working a lot more up than it is around. I hope for some of you this has been a clarifying thing. If you have questions, please post them down in the comments below. My goal here is not to confuse, but just to give you feedback on some things I've been seeing in my lessons lately. And it's that misunderstanding of how we're supposed to turn. And for a lot of people, when I've given them that understanding, we want the hands to work more up as we rotate to maintain our posture and use that trail shoulder as a checkpoint. I've seen a lot of players improve their backswings, which ultimately has them in a position to improve their downswings. So if you want to make sure you'll be the first to get more videos like this one, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that bell, so when I drop more videos, you're the first ones to get them. As always, folks, I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.